Hi, everyone. I'm Freya, and I am an accommodation specialist here at SCAD. And I have been at SCAD for about 3 years, working in the Office of Disability Resources. What my job is today is to go over our syllabus with you. And a little bit of background with that. When the team here at Disability Resources started discussing and planning Be Ready to Buzz a couple years ago, and we talked a little bit about what are some things that our students were either repeatedly telling us they were having trouble understanding, or that we were talking a lot with them about or directing them to. And something that came up quite a bit was questions about, or us directing them to, their syllabus for their course. And there was definitely a lot of confusion around the syllabus and finding things in the syllabus, or understanding that they should be finding things in the syllabus. So we came up with an idea to use a syllabus and Be Ready to Buzz to hopefully give you as a student a little bit of a taste of what one could look like, and give you some idea of where to find information, where to look for information, where professors might put different types of information, and sort of as a reference guide for you as you start your journey here at SCAD. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Be Ready to Buzz syllabus. All right, so hopefully you're seeing my screen and looking at our syllabus. All right, so on this first page, you are going to always have your course name, number, and section number, along with the days and the times that your course meets. Additionally, you're going to see SCAD's mission and vision statements, and then SCAD's values listed. After that, super important information, you're going to see instructor information, and this is where you're going to find your professor's name, their email, their phone number, and their office hours. Most professors, if not all, are going to offer office hours both in person and Zoom. A lot of times, if you come to one of your accommodation specialists for some help regarding, I'm lost in this class, I really don't know what to do, one of the first things we're going to ask you is, have you reached out to your professor? Have you gone to their office hours? Well, this is where you will find it. So we've simulated that here with ours, and obviously we don't have office hours. Well, our office hours, if you want to see us, are by appointment. So that is where you would find it. All right, we've made a little note on our syllabus that this is only for training. We're not offering this as a real course. You don't get a grade in it. We're just doing this to help you out. The next thing you'll see is a description of the course that you're taking. This is also where there will be any prerequisites that you're needed for the course. And then you are going to see your course goals. These are going to be a pretty broad statement, or broad statements of what the instructor would like you to achieve. Sometimes there'll be maybe just one or two, sometimes three, usually not a lot of them, but pretty broad. Here are some big things we want you to know, or I want you to learn in my course. And then you'll really find some learning outcomes, more very specific skills or specific knowledge the instructor wants you to gain from the course. Right. Going further down, you are going to find your course meeting dates, and we put these as Be Ready to Buzz or BR2B. Be Ready to Buzz meeting dates or course meeting dates. So in your syllabus for your courses, depending on if your course meets on a Monday, Wednesday, or a Tuesday, Thursday, you're going to see them listed through here, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, through the whole quarter. One of the things you'll want to pay attention is if there are any holidays put in there, pay attention to when the makeup day will be. For example, our summer quarter starts here next week, and there will be Juneteenth, which is a holiday for us, which I think is in the middle of the week, June 19th maybe. And the makeup day, that's a Wednesday that holiday is on. That makeup day is that Friday. So those students will see no Wednesday class listed for that week, but they will see that Friday as a makeup day. So that's pretty important to look at. Okay, so those are your meeting dates. We're actually going to come back up to that section in just a second, you'll see. All right. Now, next section is what's called the pre-quarter assignment. And I know some of you may have had this syllabus already. If you've looked through it, I don't know if you've done this already, but that's okay. But when you get your syllabi for your classes, you'll see this section, and a pre-quarter assignment is something that the professor will assign to you, and they will want you to have completed it prior to your class. Typically not graded, but they sometimes can be graded for some amount of points. They can be things like share a little about yourself, but they can be some reading. They can be posting something on a discussion board. So just pay attention to what they are. They're usually not a great deal of work. We have asked you, if you would, for our pre-quarter Be Ready to Buzz assignment, to follow our YouTube channels for disability resources and our Instagram channel or Instagram page, I guess. So if you want to take a chance and, a second and do those, that would be great. We put the QR codes there, or you can copy them down. We'd love to have you do that. The YouTube channel will actually be posting some things there that hopefully will be helpful. Some videos of things like how to renew your accommodations and other really helpful instructional things. So that hopefully will be a good resource for you. Okay. All right. Okay. The next thing you'll see is you are going to see a schedule of classes. This is a more specific listing of each class and what will be covered in the class, what is due at each class, any assignment or things to work on. And this section is going to be very individualized based on your professor. This is formatted differently for each professor, with how in this meeting information part, what they will put in here, how detailed they will get. But the one thing I want to bring to your attention, and this is where we're going to bop back up, is if you see this column here where it says class, all professors will have a number here. So class 1, class 2, class 3, that's going to be standard. What's not going to always be standard is the dates. Professors won't always put the dates in. So that's where, when you go back up to the meeting dates, those numbers will be super important because they will give you the dates of the class. Most of us as accommodation specialists will tell our students it's really helpful to print out your syllabi, or at least print these pages, this page, and your schedule of classes, and fill these in with the dates, and I probably should say, make sure you have a good organization, planning, and tracking system, because this is where students can tend to get a little bit tripped up, is just relying on the class number and not always having a date to correspond it to. Okay, so, all right, and ours, pretty simple, because we only have the what did I say, the five classes. We only have the 5 Be Ready to Buzz sessions. So our meeting information is pretty simple in each one. We did give you something to do at each session or class. So this first one, we just ask that you do your pre-quarter Be Ready to Buzz assignment of subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on Instagram. But you're going to see that each one, we've asked you to do something a little bit different. That's kind of like your little hint of preparing for your class, just like you'll have to do when you have a SCAD class. And each section tells you a little bit about what will be covered. Okay. And then as we go down, you're going to see grading opportunities. And obviously I've left this blank because we don't grade anything in Be Ready to Buzz. But this is a section where your professors break down your graded work. Super important section, because this is where you'll know everything that's due in your class and how much it's weighted. So you can see bigger projects or bigger tests, and how much something like a participation credit is, or posting on discussion boards, which is really helpful when you're looking at, you know, how important is this project to me? How important is getting that short essay in? So it's an important thing to pay attention to in terms of your grade in the class. Grading standards, pretty self-explanatory, didn't put an explanation there. Required readings are any required reading or textbooks for the course that'll be listed in that section. Required materials, your professor will list required materials in that section. If it's a studio class, they'll be really specific with what they want you to have for that class. And then some information about our bookstores. Extra help sessions. These are different from a professor's office hours. Professors are required to offer 2 extra help sessions each quarter. This is a time that the professor is available to just offer extra help and support to students. So those will be listed. Extended learning opportunities are shortened ELOs. Think of these as extra credit. These are opportunities professors can offer, but they do not always have to offer them. And they can take the form of attending a specific SCAD event or workshop. ELOs can also be required, so can then not necessarily be extra credit.